Hi, I'm Amy Gath, Vice President of Marketing and Strategy for Formica Corporation.
Amy, thank you for joining us here today. I'd love to start by having you share not just the journey behind Formica, but also your journey as to how you got here today.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to be with you and have a conversation, Farshid. Formica is a 110-year-old company that invented high-pressure laminate. And I came to Formica 10 years ago on the company's 100th anniversary from the consumer packaged goods industry. So I had worked on candy and plant food and a whole variety of different products. But there was something really exciting, one, about kind of the design and construction space, and two, an icon brand like Formica.
At the forefront of consumer packaging, there's a lot of layers of technology that assisted you in your day-to-day life. What was that shift like?
That was something for us that was very exciting about Material Bank, was really the rich trove of data about our key customers, because it didn't exist until Material Bank existed. And I think for our industry, it really does help us take a big step forward.
Well, thank you for those kind words, but I do also have to say you were the champion of bringing Material Bank not just into Formica alone, but also into other divisions. So Phoenix, your acrylic-based surface line, as well as Trespa. Share with us whether or not you utilize these data sets as well as the leads and how you go about in utilizing these types of benefits.
Absolutely. So we use the data across our brands, and that's been really exciting. And I think it's been exciting for our partners in Europe to begin to use Material Bank Europe's data as well in their daily business. But, really for Trespa and for Phoenix, it's also helped us just get the word out about these brands as we've brought them and grown them in the North American market. And so in terms of using leads, we're using the leads from Material Bank with our salespeople across the country every day, and encouraging them to follow up and encouraging them to make sure we have collateral placed in various firms, and really looking for projects where these new product lines can fit.
We always run into one another, whether it's at trade shows, at industry events. And in this seat of marketing, you have a wide variety of choices. And I know that part of your strategy is to invest inside of this ecosystem. I'm curious in terms of how you would rank Material Bank as a lead source for Formica when compared to other lead sources. And please, completely unbiased, love to just learn on.
Absolutely. Material Bank is one of our best, if not the best, lead source. And really, it is because we know that the leads we get from Material Bank are the most likely to convert. And that's really exciting. They're projects that we know are happening. They're projects where we get the name, we know the designer, we have all the contact information, and the designers that are using Material Bank are serious about this. It's not well, maybe this is a project and maybe they ordered a sample. It really is a lot of certainties. And so it checks the box in so many ways. And, we've done some testing of Material Bank versus other sources, and time again, Material Bank really does rise to the top.
And in terms of project sizes, I'm assuming, first, Formica is a very large organization. I've had the incredible pleasure. You invited us to come and visit and see your manufacturing facility. Please say hello to everyone at Press 28. You would be blown away. I had a hard hat on. We walked the entire facility. But I'm super interested in understanding whether or not this is working, not just for the small project, the medium project, but are you also able to get the very large, well coveted and well desired projects that are in this ecosystem by utilizing the Material Bank leads?
100%. I think what's been really exciting is through Material Bank, we've gotten multi-million dollar projects for our brands. And I can think of a fairly recent one for the Phoenix brand where we got a multi-million dollar office project. And that was a lead we wouldn't have gotten elsewhere. And it was also an introduction to a firm that I don't know we would have found on our own. So projects like that certainly make Material Bank pay for itself. But I think the other piece is across all of our brands, Trespa, Phoenix, Formica, there are smaller projects that we get that are really good projects and repeating business. So it truly is a fantastic source for growing our business.
What product lines and what new collections would you bring to their attention? And the audience knows they come to Material Bank and they'll simply click on the brand menu, either Phoenix or Formica. But where would you direct to them to take a look at?
Absolutely. So on the Formica side, we launched 4 new fabric patterns that are super versatile, and we've seen a lot of enthusiasm for in the corporate office space or in education and healthcare. So we would certainly say check out Formica and check out our new fabric patterns. We also just launched 7 new solid surface patterns in our Everform line. And of course, solid surface is so versatile. We're seeing really a lot of interest from those in QSR restaurants, in healthcare, and education also. So we would say, please check those out. And the fantastic thing about those is our Formica products are designed to work together. So there's a complementary solid surface to go with the laminate. And that's kind of a fun piece of that comprehensive line. For Phoenix, for the first time in almost 10 years, we have new colors coming to the Phoenix line. They'll be on Material Bank in October. And so we're super excited to feature these kind of new trend colors in the soft touch, anti-fingerprint line of Phoenix. And really super versatile, but also just beautiful with that Italian flair that comes with the Phoenix brand.
Having had the pleasure of visiting your manufacturing plant, at least one of your many manufacturing plants, I did notice that sustainability is actually a very key initiative for you. I say this from the perspective of the A&D community who utilize not only our carbon neutral services and know about our sample return process, but I'm very interested in hearing, and I think our community would be equally interested in knowing about your sustainability initiatives and what is important to your leadership there.
Absolutely. So one of our focuses has always been about the data, right? We love the data on the marketing side, but particularly on the sustainability side, the data really tells you the story of where you have opportunities. And so every year for our businesses, we do a life cycle assessment and we look to understand how we're performing against key sustainability metrics. And we, on our side, look at a couple things. We look at carbon, and that's kind of been our key point of attention, but we also look at energy usage and water usage. So the Phoenix brand is carbon neutral now. And the goal for the Formica business is to be carbon neutral by 2026. But every year we have goals that we set in terms of carbon and energy and water that we hold ourselves accountable to. We measure and talk about our progress, and then we publish it. I think a couple things are pretty exciting. One, our plants in North America are all using green energy. So that's been a huge step forward. We use a lot of recycled materials in our product, and our water usage and energy usage have decreased every year. So, these areas of focus are really making a difference for the environment in the products that we're providing for architects and designers.
And we've worked together closely to perform surveys where we've gone out and surveyed to learn more about not just your segment of the business, but other comprehensive areas. Share with us your experience in some of that private survey work, how you utilize it internally, and the benefits that it's brought to you at Formica.
When we came on board with Material Bank, and I'll start there, One of the reasons we said we need to be on this platform is because that's where our consumers are. Our key consumers are all going to Material Bank, so of course we should be there. And if you want to learn and meet their needs and make sure that you as a business are doing the right thing, then you need to talk to them. And so we've used Material Bank for a number of different survey and kind of research projects. When we brought the Trespa brand onto Material Bank, we did survey work about who was specifying exteriors to really make sure it was the right place. And we learned a great number of Material Bank designers and architects are specifying exteriors. So of course that brought us on board. And when we wanted to learn more about the exteriors category, we talked to the architects and designers on Material Bank because those are the people who are making the decisions. We've used it for other research projects to kind of dig into various verticals that we might not understand as well. And those insights have been so helpful. And I think what's been very validating is we know they're real and we know they're right. When you work with survey companies or research companies, sometimes it's not always clear if they're getting the right people. But when we work with Material Bank, we know we're getting the right people, so the insights are valid and truly helpful.
Well, I want to thank you for being such an incredible supporter of all of us here at Material Bank. Your loyalty means the world to us. We want to always continue to work with you to ensure the success of both of our business lines.